62% of the estates built within the FCT are not in the original master plan. Those who live in this estate, majority of them are government workers. So if you truly want to restore original master plan, by tomorrow morning we should be seeing you demolishing the Aso Villa. Right. We should be seeing you demolishing the barracks.
So the Aso Villa is not on the master plan?
It's not in the master plan.
Okay, let me ask you. He has said that there are a lot of people who are built on the greens, on drainages,
right,
and on the pathway of ecological cycle of the FCT.
Right.
And it says all of these things will not be tolerated. He spoke to me also about the plan to the buses, about 300 or so of them that are procured by the FCT, but they were nowhere to be found. And he has said that they must be brought out and they must work. And that in the next few months, that those buses will work. He said in the next 1 year, the rail system in Abuja will work. Does it satisfy you in any way, considering the fact that he is of the opinion that when you are out to do good, criticisms will come?
Yes, but you see, it's mixing everything, Mr. Sean. Look at it this way. Those things that will bring good to the people are in the long term, in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. But the destruction of lives and property is in the immediate.
Okay, so
does this sound like somebody has good intention?
So can we wait? So those things that he has said are illegal. How do you hope that he could handle them? So this is if there are illegal erection of properties in areas where they are defacing the city based on the master plan. Abuja is a very young city.
Correct.
What would you have suggested that it does?
So this is what I would suggest, because they say the change starts with me. It's a cliche for Nigeria, and they say whatever you do, government should show leadership by force itself. It should start by them, because it's all about illegality. If Aso Villa is not built on, is not in the master plan, it is illegal. Why don't you prove to the world you mean well by destroying Aso Villa? But the reason why successive governments have not done that is because there are certain wrongs that have already been committed. They are thinking of how to redesign. When Buhari was in power, I remember that time FCDA was coming up with a proposal. The whole of that Lugbe that it goes down, all these places where you have estates, they were going to destroy them. He said, when you do that, you throw families into problem. What do? We see how we can bring alternative for the good of the people. So you mentioned the initial ones about the sewage, about these places. I agree. They have to all go down. But to show good intention and that you are not coming with a vendetta spirit would actually a political opponent in mind. When you think of that, what are you supposed to do as a government that is people-oriented? Provide alternative.
Is the opposition thinking that there are possibility of a witch hunt?
No, not possibility. That is the mission. That is his mission. The core objective for his being in the FCT is to achieve three things. One, intimidate and impoverish the opponent. Harass the opponent. And you will see in the comment, you see this thing we're talking will look like what I'm saying is not true. All we need is to be patient and see the coming days. And then number two, to use the instrument of the, in this Machiavelli principles, where they talk about the fox and yes, it's something about stick and the fork. To use those reward system and bring people. They are all building towards a one-party state in Nigeria. All these African countries you are seeing this problem is because most of these leaders are running practically what looks like a one-party state. And Tinubu has not told Nigeria he wants to fight Nigeria. Every day he calls me to say he wants good. So why should people appoint him? Permit me